Hi, my name is Alice from Mana Cosplay. Welcome to this channel and welcome to the last video in this series. I am now going to show you how I finished my DRYAD SORAKA cosplay. If you didn't watch the videos that are already up, you should watch it before you watch this one. The other videos will be somewhere around here. Also, if you want to see the finished costume, please make sure to check out our Instagram account or our website or our Facebook. You can find all of the links in the info box. Leave us some positive or negative feedback and let's get started. So now what we're going to do is her horn, because she is a dryad, which apparently means she's a unicorn and she has one big horn on her forehead. So I made this horn out of warbler. I mainly used old newspaper and crinkled it together and formed kind of the shape that the horn will have at the end, and then put aluminum foil around it so that I now have the shape of a horn basically. This horn can look pretty small, but if it's on your forehead it will be much bigger, trust me. So maybe just hold it onto your forehead before you decide that you want to have it this size. It's not fun if this horn just decides to leave your forehead when you arrive at the convention, so make sure it's not too big. I then took this aluminum foil horn and wrapped black warbler pieces around it until I had the desired shape of the horn, and I then took more warbler and kind of made this skeleton-like applications on top of it. I made sure that at the bottom of the horn there's still some warbler left that I just pressed onto my forehead so that this warbler can connect to my forehead. I also did take a stripe of warbler and attached it to the horn also, and this stripe of warbler will go onto my head, and then I can put the wig over it and pin it into place, and this stripe will hold the horn up as well. Okay, so once the warbler horn was ready, I primed it with some wood glue again, and then I started to paint it silver, and I used some dry brush with some darker silver and black color to bring out the design a little bit more and to show kind of the creases and the highlights of this horn. Of course, don't forget to remove the newspaper and the aluminum foil again. So your horn is actually, it's empty inside, just like my soul. So there you have a lightweight horn. Now I believe the only thing left for this cosplay to be completed is her staff. Please consider one thing before you start with this staff. You will be wearing pretty high shoes. These shoes will make you taller, which means you should pay attention to how tall you want to make this staff so it will still add up with your measurements. So this staff consists of a staff and like a crescent moon shape on top. The actual staff, we just took wooden sticks for it, but one wooden stick was not tall enough, so I took another one, but we decided to not permanently attach these two sticks. We actually cut the bigger stick in half as well, because we wanted to be able to transport this staff, and that would be pretty much not possible if it's just big. For the crescent moon part on top, we pretty much made it out of warbler and foam, EVA foam. So Jacob basically drew the shape out of paper to see what parts he needed to make and to have this real size pattern for the staff. He then cut out all the individual parts and traced it onto EVA foam. He then cut out the biggest part out of EVA foam and used his Dremel to make it look round and just smooth out the edges. If you want to see a detailed explanation, detailed tutorial on how to do this, we already have one up. It's a pretty old, but it's still good, I think. You can watch it, I think. We made X from World of Warcraft, and this is pretty much the same technique, so if you're interested, just watch this video, it's somewhere around here. The smaller parts, he also drew a pattern for it, he cut it out and he traced this onto onto black Warbler, not onto EVA foam. So he made the smaller parts out of black Warbler and then attached the Warbler parts to the EVA foam parts and then attached the EVA foam parts to the staff, and there you have the prototype staff. We then gave it a layer of primer and we also painted it, the colors that it needed to be painted. And since we didn't permanently attach the wooden sticks to one another, we just took some tape with us and we basically taped the sticks together so that it would be one long staff. And out of black Warbler we made these kind of loop thingies that we can put around the staff and then tie it together like on a corset, on the back of a corset. I don't know how to explain this, okay, but it looks alright, and you can detach the staff again and attach it again, and that's the staff for you. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, and that's pretty much the whole costume except for the wig, because we had some problems with the wig since it didn't arrive in time and I had to use the wig of a friend. And I didn't want to destroy this wig, so I just took it and just tied it in the back, and it looked just fine. It looked alright. There will be a detailed video tutorial on how to make this hairstyle that DRYAD SORAKA has once my wig arrives. I also bought this really cool glow-in-the-dark green contact lens that I really like, but I decided to not wear them to a convention. I will wear them to a photo shooting in this cosplay eventually, but I didn't want to walk around this convention wearing these contact lenses because it is really hard to see with these. They blur your vision, and it was hard enough to walk around with these shoes and not just stumble all the time and fall down onto my face. So I at least wanted to be able to see. But anyway, that's how I did my Soraka costume. I hope you like it. If you want to see finished pictures, go to our Instagram, blah blah blah. You already know. All of the links are in the info box below. Please leave us some comments, some feedback, and yes, that's it. Thank you for watching, my friend. I will see you soon.